I got 20/20 vision and a pot to piss it. Coming for your dinner with my juice, with my chicken. I need everything. I need everything. I need everything.
Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. I need that microphone check, baby. Yes, it's Friday, y'all.
I need diamonds on my wristwatch. Next 6 figure on the dot. Hey, trying to cut the check.
As soon as I know we good on the sound. Okay, cool. Thank you, Wow Wayne. It's Friday. We're going to get into a couple of topics. Just checking in with y'all, okay? If you are in the replay, holler at me in the comments. And we talking about Diddy, of course. I'm trying not to talk about Diddy, but when it's time to come live on a Friday, is Diddy news been going on all week? And we're going to talk about the fact that he's been caught again. They extended his prison time, they say, and some other things we're going to get into. Talking about Tory Lanez today. His appeal decision has come in this week, and I know he is fighting the air in disgust. He is mad. The government shutdown has ended too. We're going to talk about that. And the fact that the TSA agents who stuck it through, they got $10,000 checks handed to them live on air in front of everybody. I also want to talk about Trump and these emails that came in, supposedly, allegedly exposing him and Clinton and some other things. A lot of stuff, right? But it's Friday. I'm going to give it a couple minutes, let the algorithm do what it's supposed to do. And I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, though. Oh, by the way, this is I Need Everything. Thank you, Wayne. Featuring John is JTA featuring Pete Corleone, my artist, also my son. He's on this second verse. This is him right here. And I'm going to run it again. And then I'll be back. Okay, back.
My chicken, I need everything. I've been hungry for the stars. I need everything. Run the juice from the car. I need everything. I need everything. Balenciaga, YSL, get offended things. I need everything. I need everything. Not a little, not a lot. I mean everything. Cost to be a boss, I ain't never scared. We were stomping on the street, you was never there. Walking with a limp from the big pistols. See the fear in your eyes, see the bitch in you.
Run that back.
I got 20/20 vision and a pot to piss it. Coming for your dinner with my juice, with my chicken. I need everything. I've been hungry for the stars. I need everything. Run the juice from the car. I need everything. I need everything. Balenciaga, YSL, get offended things. I need everything. I need everything. Not a little, not a lot. I mean everything. I need diamonds on my wristwatch. Two-tone AP with the big rocks. $500,000 on my neck, 6 figure on the dot. Hey, trying to cut the check. I need Fendi, I need Gucci, yeah, that ball way. I need 20, 50s, 100s, yeah, that ball game. Going stupid in the lamb with the top down. I've been running for a decade, I won't stop now. No price sticker, rockin' ball name, ice dripper. Licking on me, shorty, know that I'm a nice tipper. You be creeping on the gram, bitch, I'll get her. Yeah, she fucking with a boss, I'm a fly. Feeling like I'm big, you better give me the loot. Feeling like I'm Bishop, better give me the juice. Came in riding in the Metro by the leaving the crew. You can miss me with the bull, boy, don't get it confused. I got 20/20 vision and a pot to piss it. Coming for your dinner with my juice, with my chicken. I need everything. I've been hungry for the stars. I need everything. Run the juice from the car. I need everything. I need everything. Balenciaga, YSL, get offended things. I need everything. I need everything. Not a little, not a lot. I mean everything.
Point the pistol at him, take the money out the register. New bitch look like Sierra, hits the parent, I done leveled up. No Yavis is Ferrari, push you started when I rev it up. My slimey's right behind me and beside me, fucking fair when I You gon' get it, ho, if you don't give me everything. Married to the game, flip the rock and bought a wedding ring. Shit that I be rocking out of stock, on top I better be. If I ever flop, I'm blocking pockets out your pair of jeans. Look, don't stare at me, spend everything on Beverly. Read that there's a nigga out there spitting who ain't scared of me. Invited me, I missed it, hit DK, she threw the scheduling. My exes all regret it, bitch, I'm on the big and better things. I need everything, hey, ring and a chain. Hey, drinking every leaf, I roll up full of Mary Jane. Harry girl, I hit to be a 10 with friends and everything. Hit up JTA like, what's the play? And he said, hey,
I got 20/20 vision and a pot to pissin'. Coming for your dinner with my juice, with my chicken. I need everything. I've been hungry for the stars. I need everything. From the juice, from the car. I need everything. I need everything. But let's see Dagger YSL get offended things. I need everything. I need everything. Not a little, not a lot. I mean everything.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Friday, y'all. I need everything, child. It says John the Asian right here. We call him JTA. And featuring PJ Corleone, or P Corleone with a K. You know what I'm saying? All up in the chat. What's going on, warriors? Where is everybody? So happy to be here. I want to say what's going on to, of course, Wild Wayne. Thank you so much for all that you do. You know, Travis, what's up? What's up? Of course, PJ Corleone. Thank you for popping in. Who else? Miss Sunshine, what's going on, ma? Good evening or good afternoon, but good evening. Love Queen, yes. I know she's gonna be in the replay. All my replay folks, let me know you stop by in the comments, all right? And let me know what you think about the topics. I know y'all love to say what's going on, but let me know what you think about what we talking about. We got some things on the table. But yeah, happy Friday. Oh, Miss Faye, UK Faye in the building. I know she popped in. I know the time difference is drastic. I get it. But some of y'all are real good about following up in the replay, and I really appreciate that. Some of y'all are hard at work or have been hard at work all day. So thank you for taking the time. Thank you for the bells, Wild Wayne. We do bells over here. Good energy, positive vibes. And by the way, peace, world peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 Trillion Goddess, aka the Queen of Info. I'ma still claim it. You know, I've been coming once a week. It's been on Fridays. So hopefully y'all have caught the wave. You know what I'm saying? We need to just check in with each other, make sure we're just still here. First of all, breathing, happy, healthy, all of that, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Just take that deep breath and be thankful for all of it. All of the things, starting with the mind, okay? We have to have our faculties to actually do this YouTube thing. It's on this side of the mic, but over there in the chat. We need to have our faculties together. So praise all of y'all and praise God, child, that we are here. So what we're talking about today, child, of course, your boy Diddy. We'll just go ahead and jump right into the Diddy foolishness, child. He's still breaking the rules. I'm about to find which article I want to focus on here because they got a couple about what's going on with him. I think we'll start with the CBS News article. You guys have probably heard about this. This has been in the news all week. I have been resisting going live or even posting a video because, you know, I wanted to wait till Friday to have something to talk about. I haven't even read the article in full because I want to get the drift, you know, in real time. So that's what we're finna do. So hopefully you have the time, the wherewithal, the interest. So CBS News did a deep dive, child. They actually had prison sources in their article, which I love. We need the prison sources, not just the gossip, not just the TM. We want to know what the people in the prison who are actually, behind the scenes, what are they talking about? So this first article, because I think there's actually a couple of news clippings about this guy, but this is CBS News, and they're saying Sean Diddy Combs, they're letting us know that his life in prison includes a job in the chapel, drug treatment, and discipline over a banned phone call. And there's more than that too. There's more than that to it. That's why I'm thinking this might not be the one that has, but I'm gonna fill you in. But let's start with what they're giving us here. And this was back on November 10th that they're giving this to us. Sean Diddy Combs is spending his early prison days working in the chapel. And what happened to the laundry? Wasn't he doing laundry? Okay. Working in the chapel and enrolled in an intensive drug treatment program, according to prison documents, exclusively obtained by CBS. And they're right off the bat letting us know we have used our contacts, resources, and did what we needed to do to get this information. And this is coming from us and us only. So I like that. Go ahead, CBS News. Big brother. So they said he also found himself facing disciplinary action for an unauthorized phone call just days after being transferred to a federal prison in New Jersey, with the looming possibility of temporarily losing his phone and commissary privileges as a result. And I think it actually did happen that he got a 90-day suspension on his commissary and his phone calls, if that is the case. And listen, this guy don't know how to follow rules. He'll get around it. Not to say he won't get caught. They say he was moved to the Fort Dix prison October 30th. So listen, he ain't been there but a week or two. After being sentenced to more than 4 years in the charges. Here's the photo. Oh, man, river. Let me stop. But yeah, they say that this photo was taken for prison records upon his arrival. So this is his most recent photo. Y'all go ahead and, whoever y'all want to write to Diddy. I know some Diddy boppers probably in the bushes, or they're going to be in the replay. There's his reg number, they say, right there. You want to write to him, send him some song lyrics. All right. So, yeah, his intake photo, child. Nothing pretty. You can barely see his eyes. What's going on, Diddy? All right. The documents offer a glimpse of how the hip-hop mogul is spending his prison days in a hard-to-get-into treatment program and on a coveted work assignment, even as he is accused of flouting a prison rule. So they say the prison assignment that he got as a chaplain's assistant is prestigious when it comes to prison assignments. On the scale of prison assignments from 1 to 10, it's a 10. They say he's working as a chaplain's assistant, which is considered one of the more desirable assignments at Fort Dix. A former prison commissioner is talking to CBS saying this. This is not somebody then currently staffed, but they're letting him know this is how it runs. This is how it goes. They say that the tasks vary, but typically inmates maintain the chaplain's religious library. They clean their office and help with record keeping. Something real quick, because what comes to mind when I hear this, okay, we know that Combs' background, Diddy's background, is from, I believe, was it St. Michael's? He came from a Catholic school education. That Catholic school in particular did have a lot of allegations, especially around the time he attended, with regard to, charges out against the priests or the educators there and the children. Now, I don't think Diddy ever came out and said anything happened to him, but it has been speculated. And so the fact that now he's working in the prison chapel, and the prison chapel to me represents, because I believe it's probably Catholic denomination, not sure, but it just to me screams PDF file. PDF files and just all kind of debauchery. But that's just me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this little article, and then we're gonna continue on this topic about Dawn Richard. I'm just gonna call her Dawn Richard. That's what it is. And her claims, because she has a civil suit that actually is paralleling all of this stuff, and she claims that he was tampering with some folks. But we're gonna get to that. Let me hop over here. Badge number. What? Let me see. Well, Wayne said no Diddy over here. That's his badge number. That's Diddy's badge number. It didn't say inmate, that's for sure. Something's fishy. Okay, so Diddy, they say, is over there cleaning the religious library. He's cleaning the office, helping with record keeping. I mean, when they say cleaning, I just literally imagine him with one of those little dusters, the feathered dusters, maybe with a little apron, maybe something frilly, see-through and lace. I don't know. Combs' publicist Judah Engelmeyer told CBS News he works in the Chapel Library, where he describes the environment as warm, respectful, and rewarding. Okay? We're going to keep it respectful. Now, what makes the assignment especially desirable, they say, is that it has prestige within the prison. Now, how did he land that, right? Just getting up in there right now. Just there, not even a whole month, probably 2 weeks now. The former commissioner is saying that it allows the inmate to work in a private office, often with air conditioning, and the chaplains frequently bring in food for religious services, which can be shared with the assistant. So he has a lot of leverage and leeway and just really chill time up in there. Sounds to me he kicking back, ordering food. You know, he's the one telling them what we getting tomorrow. Let me give you my menus for the week, so you already know. Have my food on deck. So he over there already sitting pretty. They say a corrections officer who worked in the federal prisons for more than 20 years, they told CBS the chapel is one of the only places where inmates can congregate freely. So he's just really running around up in there like a little free bird. That's really what's going on. Chaplains can also allow their assistants to prepare a call-out list, which tells officers which inmates are allowed to leave their cell to go to programs or medical appointments. Assistants could add their connections or friends to the list. So really, he's just sitting real pretty. Like I said, he is real free to just roam, chat, do whatever. And they can add their own connections and friends to the list. It says of a call out list. So he can just leave, go to his little programs, go to his appointments, and I guess he can meet up with his people. Combs, who said he was raised Catholic, has spoken publicly about not identifying with any specific denomination, although he has in recent years referenced God several times. In 2017, he wrote on social media, "God put us all through things for a reason," and he was seen reading the Bible in the courtroom during his trial. Okay, here we're talking about this unauthorized call here. They say within a few days of his arrival at the prison, Combs found himself in trouble. He made a 3-person call on November 3rd in violation of prison rules. He told officials it was a conversation with his legal team about issuing a statement to the New York Times. The Bureau of Prisons prohibits inmates from adding multiple people to a call. We know this. He already got in trouble for this when he was at the MDC. And inmates can only speak to people on prison phones from previously approved call lists under long-standing rules. According to the documents, he called an unnamed woman, and about halfway through their call, Combs said he needed to talk with someone described as the digital person, and that's in quotes, regarding blogs. Okay, so he sounds like, to me, he has an in-house digital person. He didn't want to name the person, I'm sure, knowing he's being recorded and still having these type of conversations. And regarding the blogs, really says to me, what I already knew is that he'd been planting stories this whole time and having these blogs in his pocket, or having, padding the blog's pockets, I guess. So they say the woman asked Combs if she could add that person to the call, and he said yes. Also, the woman asked him, and he said, yeah, go ahead. Combs first spoke briefly with the woman about arranging visitors for the weekend and suggested they bring cash. Okay, now this is also a problem, okay? Again, it says that Combs first spoke briefly with the woman about arranging visitors for the weekend. So whoever he's speaking to on his team, and he's delegating, to do this and do that. Is it one of his lawyers? So yeah, he not only wanted her to arrange visitors for the weekend, but also suggested they bring cash, singles. So who is to bring the cash? The woman or the people? It says arranging visits, more than one. So does he want each person coming to see him to have 200 singles on them to give to him? What is going on? So I guess singles is the way, the denomination of choice over there for dicks. Must be easier to move around. And then first, nobody's supposed to be bringing you singles, dude. I mean, what is happening? He knows this. It says there's no indication as to how he intended to use. Prison regulations bar visitors from bringing in currency other than coins for the vending machines. I wonder how many coins they can bring, because coins can also be used as a weapon, right? I know y'all have knowledge of the coins in the socks or the pillowcase, or they probably don't have pillowcases, but So they said after they finished speaking about visitation, the woman added an unknown male to the call, circumventing prison rules. Here we go, adding an unknown male. Combs later explained that he was speaking with his attorney and that she added the head of legal communications to work on a statement for his approval to be sent to the Times. What? So he was speaking with his attorney. So I don't think that Tenny Garagos was going to be doing that, bringing no singles. I don't think, who was the other attorney on his team? Alexandra Shapiro. I don't believe she would be doing no nonsense like that. But that Nicole Westmoreland, the one that cried for him during his sentencing hearing, I don't know. I'm side-eyeing her. We've been calling her Tricky Nikki all along. Could be her. So he had his excuse, okay? He said they weren't talking about blogs. He said it was not made clear why Combs was putting together a statement for the news organization. Multi-person calls are banned in prisons because of concerns that inmates could use them to coordinate criminal activities such as drug smuggling, gang violence, or witness intimidation. However, such calls can also be used for more innocent purposes, such as talking to two loved ones at the same time. One corrections officer told the CBS, for example, they'll call their girlfriend, ask them to add their mother. The source added that inmates run the risk of getting caught, but no corrections officers can't truly monitor the thousands of calls taking place within federal prisons daily. There are 4,100 inmates at FCI for Dix alone. Now, with regard to the mother and the girlfriend situation, even with that, they could be plotting on crimes and stuff with the mama and or the girlfriend. Don't get that twisted. I know y'all know this. I don't know. It's just the way this is written. I guess they want to make sure they're being fair. It says, according to prison documents, Combs said no one had informed him about the regulations on phone calls. And he said he never received the prison admission and orientation handbook. Oh, they have a handbook. Prison officials recommended Combs lose 90 days of phone privileges and 90 days of commissary privileges for the infraction. Their ruling was filed on November 4th, Combs' 56th birthday. It's unclear if the recommended penalty has been implemented. They say this is a serious offense and it shows disregard for the rules. He's been doing this the whole time since trial, since pre-trial, actually. His publicist says it was a procedural call initiated by one of his attorneys and was protected under attorney-client privilege. There was nothing improper, they say. Mark Ignifilo didn't comment. That's his lead attorney. They do say he's been assigned to the Residential Drug Abuse Treatment Program, which they refer to as RDAP, known as the Bureau's most intensive drug treatment program. And this is after he got caught drinking the prison booze, mind you. But it says correctional officials told CBS that inmates need to qualify for the program. And one source said most inmates don't get placed in RDAP at the start of their sentence. So this would be then something unusual if he's already assigned there. Sentences can be reduced up to 1 year by participating in the drug treatment program. They say that Mr. Combs is an active participant in the RDAP program and has taken his rehab process seriously from the start. This is from his publicist, though. He is fully engaged in his work, focused on growth, and committed to positive change. They say his lawyers, Combs' lawyers, they wrote to the judge presiding over his case and to strongly recommend that Combs be allowed to address drug abuse issues and to maximize family visitation and rehabilitative efforts. Yeah, and they're just reminding us during the trial, you know, Combs' attorneys and Combs himself referred to his drug use as the primary driver of his freak-offs, and you know, he himself blamed drugs for the excess. Drugs and excess for his actions. And he said, you know, he's now sober for the first time in 25 years, which was a lie, adding that he had been trying his best to deal with his drug abuse and anger issues. He said, prison will change you or kill you. I choose to live. He wrote that in his sentencing memo. So a whole lot going on after the reports that we talked about last Friday about the alcohol drinking and, you know, other nonsense. So let me pull up. Hold on, y'all. So they say his date was moved to June now because of all this mess. Let's see.
John Diddy Combs will spend some more time locked up. His release date has been pushed back from May 8th, 2028 to June 4th, 2028. Diddy is serving a 50-month prison sentence for his conviction on prostitution charges. No reason was given for the change. However, it comes days after representatives for Combs denied reports that he made and consumed alcohol while in prison.
Oh, they said he made it too?
And is the first person believed?
So that's not very much time that was pushed back, but I mean, he got pushed back to now, sounded like June 4th, but sometime in June instead of May of 2028. So if he ends up completing the program and doing whatever else he needs to do, he will get out sooner than that because that's supposed to shave his time down. You know, it sounds like he just don't give a damn. I mean, he just does what he wants to do. Like, here's the story that came out as well on November 10th, same day as the other stuff. Don Richard claims Diddy tampered with key witnesses in abuse lawsuit while behind bars. And so they say that she alleged that Diddy attempted to manipulate key witnesses in her civil abuse lawsuit while he remained detained. She told reporters she believed Combs used his incarceration to tamper with evidence and influence testimony. She says that, well, they say her claims stem from previously reported filings by prosecutors who accused Combs of attempting to influence potential witnesses from his jail cell. And this was in a motion filed November 2024. Prosecutors allege Combs used other inmates' phone access and three-way calls to reach individuals outside the correctional facility. And this is before, this was pre-trial. Richard said, as soon as I decided to speak out, I felt the pressure. I believe he knew I was going to be a witness. So this, they say, was taken out of, so this is old news, basically. Previous reported filings by prosecutors. This is where they got this information. So they went and dug up this information because that other report came out about the phone calls. And this kind of coincides with that because he was doing the same thing back before he even had his trial. Let's see. Prosecutors had told a judge that the seizure of handwritten notes from Combs' cell revealed his intent to blackmail victims and witnesses, either into silence or provide testimony helpful to his defense. And I remember that. Remember, they argued back that it was lawyer-client privilege. It had legal notes written on the front of it, but then the judge brought to their attention and the notes might say legal notes on top of it now, but when the feds went in there and took those pictures, it didn't have this on there. So how did that happen? You thought you was going to try to pull something over my eyes here? Because how would they have known it was legal notes if it wasn't indicated and it wasn't kept where legal notes are usually kept? I think there's a special folder or something they keep that stuff in so that it's known not to touch. So Richard asserts that during her collaborations with Combs, she observed other individuals being intimidated. She said, I watched things happen. I kept quiet long enough. So yeah, they're rehashing her civil complaint that he physically and psychologically abused her, withheld promised royalties, all of the things. And, you know, she, like she said, stayed quiet when things were happening to other people. And then it happened to her. And that typically is what, you know, how that goes. Let me just make sure I'm looking at my notes. Did we do everything here? 3-way calls, the $200 in singles, Don Richards. The fact that he had been caught drinking prior to all that. Yeah. Got his time pushed back a little bit. Yeah, he's doing just swell. He is doing swell. We're going to hop over to Tory Lanez and his appeal decision has come in. And in case you didn't hear, it was denied. It was denied, just like I knew it would be. If you don't know, you're new to the channel, I covered the trial in person the whole 2 weeks. I was there up front and center. I heard and saw the evidence. He's guilty. He did it. He did it. He did that shit. Okay. So people out here saying, oh, there's new evidence. All this stuff is lies. All the things they said were new was not new. It was still rehashed information from the trial. Stuff that had already been heard and all of the things. So here we are at the end of all the arguing back and forth with his fans. He ain't get it. Looks like the courts had something to say about Tory Lanez's latest move, and Megan Thee Stallion's name is right in the mix. After months of legal back and forth, new court documents obtained by journalist Megan Cuniff reveal a major update in his ongoing case. They can't just tell us what it is, right? The court just made a key decision regarding his effort to challenge his previous convictions and sentence. And let's just say it's not the outcome some were expecting. The court says no. After months of silence surrounding one of hip-hop's most talked about cases, a major update has hit the timeline, and it's not the news Tory Lanez was hoping for. According to new court documents obtained, Tory Lanez request to overturn his felony convictions and 10-year prison sentence for the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion was officially denied. Officially. It says on appeal, Peterson contends the trial court committed a number of errors. We find no prejudicial error and accordingly affirm Peterson's conviction. This is what the court documents read. That's it. That's it. That's all. They say in the appeal, Lanez's legal team argued that he was unfairly convicted and sought a new trial. Everybody says that. Hi, Chrissy Powell. Chrissy Power. Oh, my bad. Everybody says that. I'm not. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was, and you did. Okay. They say the court decided to uphold the original ruling, meaning Tory will continue serving the 10-year sentence he received back in August 2023. This decision adds yet another twist to the long-running case that divided fans and dominated headlines. Lanez has continued to maintain his innocence from behind bars, yada, yada, yada. And then they want to talk about people in the comment sections, which I really don't care to even bother to look at, y'all. Not at all. All right. So I also want to talk real quick about the fact that the government is reopened, y'all. Now, I don't know how that affects any of y'all. It didn't really, I don't think, have any real big effect on me. But there, amongst this shutdown and this reopening of the government, there has been back and forth about Donald Trump and the Epstein emails. Well, you know, the Epstein list was something everybody's been asking for and talking about, but now they're talking about these emails that have been exposed saying Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, as an example of some of the scandalous things up in these emails, saying that they was having some scandalous situation going on. Like they said, Trump was giving Trump was giving Clinton, hello, sloppy toppy child. Okay. Queen Keith said, keep him in there. Oh, you talking about Tory? Yeah, he's gone. He gone. His appeal was denied. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. So apparently there was an email dump, 20,000 emails, 20,000 pages of emails, excuse me. And they've highlighted some of them here in this NBC News article. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's quite long, but I'll just go through the big headers of it. Now, of course, his team is saying this doesn't prove anything. And he actually, proved that Trump didn't do anything, because he didn't really say Trump did anything. He just said Trump was there. He knew about the girls. But there was a whole thing about Mar-a-Lago that they were disputing back and forth about. Epstein disputes Trump's take on the situation about why Epstein was banned from his Mar-a-Lago or whatever. Who cares about that? Epstein criticizes Trump's dirty business practices. Yeah, they say he was emailing. Okay, so it seems that an attorney and former Obama White House counsel, Kathy Rumler, sent Epstein a link to a New York Times op-ed that referenced former Trump fixer Michael Cohen. And Epstein responded, "You see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, New York business people, have no idea what it means to have your fixer flip." So they said another email, Epstein accused Trump of using financial shenanigans to outbid him on a property. He said he has no money when he buys the house, he wrote in February in 2019 to Wolf. His business model is putting his name on real estate development and gets a fee for using his name. The hotel biz is just that. Trump put his name on it, and he gets a 2% fee and maybe a piece of the profit, if any, on sale. He touts his projects as his, just as in current financial statements on file. As president, he lists his income as the gross receipts of the clubs with no expenses, not his personal revenue. Example, the Doro Golf Club loses money every year, he said. It pays out more than it takes, but he lists the revenue as income. Amazing. He was talking all kind of shit about Trump. He said Trump likes to blame others for his bad results. This was funny. I did read this. He said that Rumler called Trump so gross. And he said he's worse in real life and up close. That's what Epstein said. For Epstein, the slime ball that he was, to say this Trump means Trump is way even more slimier than probably Epstein ever was. And this is the president of the United States, child, the ones they voted for. He, let's see, Mark Epstein, the late financier's brother, asked him in a 2018 email, "What's your boy Donald up to now?" They said Epstein responded with Bannon now, apparently a reference to former White House advisor Steve Bannon. Mark Epstein suggested his brother ask if Russian President Vladimir Putin had compromising pictures of Trump and Clinton together. And he said, "You and your boy Donnie could do a remake of the movie Get Hard." Mark Epstein offered, referencing the comedy with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell, where Hart's character tries to prepare Ferrell for prison. "You mean Donnie T?" Epstein responded. Wow. He told him he needs to get him ready for prison. Mark Epstein confirmed to the NBC News that the email attributed to him was accurate. He declined comment on the broader release because he had not seen all the emails. So he did confirm this is true. These exchanges did happen. He even talked about Trump in 2018, saying he's the one able to take him down. You know, a lot of this stuff is kind of incriminating, being the way he went out, even though they still claim, I think on paper, he's he unalived himself, but we all know what really happened. He said that there were some redacted documents, and this is a text exchange with Epstein with someone whose name was redacted. It says it will all blow over. They're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can to do that. And they say, "Yes, thanks. It's wild because I am the one able to take him down." That's what Epstein said in return. Oh, so they're telling Epstein it'll blow over because they really want Trump. They don't even want you. That is crazy. And look who's still standing. While the exchange provides no context, it occurred during Trump's first term as president and roughly 6 months or so before FBI agents arrested Epstein in New Jersey on the federal trafficking charges. But they say in different email exchanges, he denied Clinton went to his private island. He said Clinton was never, ever there. That's what he wrote. And he even confirmed that Trump was being protected. Wow. This is talking about New York socialite Jonathan Farkas, whose family owned the New York Alexander's department store, wrote in an email to Epstein in April 2019, "Told you Barr will protect Trump. Known him for 50 years. Farkas's wife, Summer Farkas, was confirmed as U.S. ambassador to Malta during Trump's second term. So that was how he gifted them for protecting him or helping him, getting his help. Wow. That's crazy. This stuff just goes on and on. They talk about that Virginia Giuffre. And remember, she supposedly, and they say here, she unalived herself. She did not. We know she didn't. She said she was being chased and stalked. And next thing you know, she was in a car accident. And now she's gone. And she was the only one that was able to get a conviction relating to the Epstein charges and against Prince Andrew. Brother. Epstein says Trump walked into a glass door, but called Andrew great fun. Yeah, he said, "Have them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass. As young women were swimming in the pool, he was so focused and walked right into the door." What a dummy. He has problems. I think he's not even in the best of health either at this time. I don't see him going too much longer. Let's see. Hey, Juti. Happy Friday. I'm so glad I was able to see you before we checked up out of here. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Wayne. Hit the like button. Trav. Trump spent the day on Thanksgiving with Epstein in 2017 when he was president. Trump said he stopped talking to Epstein in 2007. And remember, Epstein died when Trump was in office. Yeah, exactly. So he lied. And that's a long time, to say you didn't talk to a person and you in pictures with them and have been celebrating holidays with them, yet you claim you haven't been talking to them. And that's crazy. And yeah, he definitely, just like I read in the email dump that happened, they said that that Epstein said he knew Trump was going to be protected, or somebody told Epstein that. And also somebody told Epstein they're not even really after you. They want Trump. They really want Trump. So definitely Trump, being that he's still here, he has had to be so cutthroat. I mean, what does it take to be able to stay in office and get a second term like he has? Shoot, he's trying to get a third. I think here in California, we voted, I think it was a Prop 50 to prevent him from doing that. So I hope it works. But let's see. Trav said Russia. Trump is the Putin puppet. And Epstein is so-called unlocked. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I haven't heard much about Putin. Well, I mean, I don't really read the foreign news, but pretty sure there's stuff going on. But I haven't, back when he was being exposed for that relationship, you were seeing a lot of information about how they were communicating and how often and all these things. I don't hear anything about that anymore. And he's in the, well, I guess because he's controlling everything. He's in the office. So he's controlling probably the media and everything that goes in or out of his office with regard to news, especially regarding to Putin. He probably said, don't mention Putin. I don't know that man. So, but yeah, I was going to talk about with regard to the government shutdown ending, because that also happened. How TSA agents who chose to continue working during the shutdown, they were getting $10,000 checks planted right in the palm of their hands as they stood. I guess there was some type of a countdown. There was some type of conference, like a press conference or something. I don't know, having to do with them getting back to work. And they got checks, child. I had the article. Let me see. See what I can find on. So yeah, because like I've seen the headlines. I see NPR. They said the government shutdown is over, but not everything is back to normal. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history is officially over after President Trump signed a bill passed by Congress Wednesday night. The federal government is reopening, but after 43 days on pause, things may not return to business as usual right away. For instance, federal workers are still awaiting back pay, and air travel disruptions are expected to linger. Some impacts could continue much longer than 6 weeks, whether that's national parks trying to make up for lost visitor revenue or taxpayers waiting longer for refunds from backlogged IRS. They say there is also a looming threat of another potential shutdown in the not too distant future, since the bill only funds the government through January 30th. So whatever is going on, between the parties and why the shutdown even happened in the first place could still happen after January 30th if they don't get their shit together. Like, why can't they get it together? I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about today. Probably more than what I want to talk about. But January 3rd. Okay. You up on it, Trav. That's why we used to say hashtag smart people only over here. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and dip out. Okay. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Much love to everybody. And especially, my people. You've been here, my warriors. I appreciate y'all, the chosen ones, so very much. I definitely will see you on the next one. Feel free to email me if you want me to talk about a particular topic. You have a nice weekend as well, Juti. Everybody have an amazing weekend. Love you right back. Yes. Love y'all very much. All right. Till next time, and bye.